Hi everyone, I'm Clem and welcome back to my channel. So today it's time for the almost last wrap-up video of the year, as I'm going to show you the different books I've read during the month of November. But first, do you remember how many books there was on my TBR for November? If you haven't seen my TBR November, though now it's pretty useless to watch it, but I'm going to put it here so you can see how much I failed this month. I have like 6 or 5 books on my TBR. I think it was 6. And well, I read 3 of them. I started 2, but like the 2 I started, I've read 50 books. No, not 50 books, 50 pages in each. So we can't say that I read them. I just been super lazy and I didn't want to read during this month. I don't know why. But I thought I was going to be able to read a lot because France was in lockdown and I couldn't get out. But actually, I discovered The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. I'm in love. Really in love, so much that like I've watched it not even in 2 weeks and I've already bought too many like things coming from the TV series. Like I just see it on my bed. I have my PJ with the child on it. So you see, I was obsessed with Mandalorian, and so I'd rather watch an episode than read my books, but I still managed to complete 3 books, and it's still a win because it's better than nothing. The first book I'm going to mention that I read this month was Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This was a reread, and I mean, as always, I loved it. It was really amazing. And you know what's crazy about this story is that it might be the story I know like the most. I know it by heart. I know everything about it. I've read it so many times. I've watched it so many times. And it's magic because every time I read it, I have the same effect than the first time. I think the first thing I did was watch the movie, and you see I have this angst and I'm like, oh my god, we're going to kiss, and I'm super excited, just like if it was the first time I was reading it. I mean, I shouldn't react like that. I know what's going to happen. I know that actually they hate each other, but they love each other, and he's going to say that he loves her and she's going to deny him, and I mean, I'm like a huge fangirl when I read this book, and I don't know why I realized that only now, but I'm not sure this book will stop one day to like produce this effect on me, like for me to love it and to gush about it and to be just super excited for what's going to happen right after. So it was really pleasing to reread this book, especially since I bought this magnificent cover, and yeah, I missed my Lizzie and my Darcy, and it was so great to be home. Next, this month I also read the 3rd book in the Sherlock Holmes Quartet by Brittany Cavallero, and it was The Case for Jamie. I actually listened to this on Scribe because it was my audiobook for the month. And as always, I think there's half of the book that I didn't get and I didn't understand, just because it was an audio and at some point I was listening but not paying attention, so a lot of details, like I don't know what happened. There are some parts of the book I'm like, I'm not sure if it happened in this one or in another one. It's really blurry, but it was still good. Like there's some stuff I don't remember, even though I read it like last month, but I can tell you it was still good. Definitely not my favorite. I don't know which one is going to be my favorite, to be honest. Like, I need to think about that. Well, it's a question for another time. So if you don't know what this series is about, you're following Jamie Watson and Sherlock Holmes. They are like the descendants of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. They are friends. They met in the first book at a private school in the United States. They had to solve a crime, and in the one after they have to solve a mystery about people disappearing and painting disappearing. But in this one, it's actually happening 1 year after the end of the second book, and Charlotte and Jamie haven't seen each other for that time, for that long, like a year. Charlotte is not even in the private school anymore. She is in England and she is doing so bad. Like, I was so sad for her. She like had pity for her. And Jamie is actually trying to forget Charlotte. He has a new girlfriend, but unfortunately someone keeps on messing with his life, and it's like someone is trying to reunite Charlotte and Jamie. And so this called the case for Jamie, because in this one Jamie has to solve in a way a case would have to do with the Moriarty, of course, because you don't have a great Sherlock Holmes retelling without bad Moriarty. It was interesting, though I wanted way more Charlotte and Jamie moments, and those only happen near the end of the book. And pretty much that's all I can say. I always have a great time when I read or listen to these books, but since I listened to the second one and the third one, and that I had trouble to focus and to be really into the book, I decided that the fourth one and last one I would read it physically, and it's actually on my TBR for next month. By the way, if you haven't seen my TBR for December, go check it out. You're going to see it's insane, especially after you've seen this and you realize that I had 6 books on my TBR and I only managed to read 3. You're going to watch my TBR and say, oh my god, this girl is crazy. And yes, I am. And last but not least, this month I also managed to read Beast Boy by Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo. So this is the second book in the Teen Titans series graphic novels, DC graphic novels for young adults thing. I've read Raven last year and I loved it. And so in this one, it's basically the origin story of Beast Boy, who is a Teen Titan. If you don't know this series from DC, it's really amazing. I used to watch it when I was a kid, so it's really funny to read this now that I'm not a kid anymore. And so basically here you discover how Beast Boy became Beast Boy, and it was really interesting, though I had forgot who was Beast Boy when I started this book, because I have a tendency to mix Beast Boy and I think his name is Diablo. I'm going to put a picture here so you see. I mean like they're both green, like his like color palette is green and Diablo is also green, so I kept on mixing them up, and actually it's not at all the same thing, because I think Diablo is from is his name even Diablo? I'm not sure. I think he's from Marvel and it's DC, and they have nothing in common actually. But it was really great. I can't wait actually to read the next book in the series, because it's going to be the relationship between not Diablo, Beast Boy and Raven, and I'm so here for that. They're so cute. If you don't know, Gabriel Piccolo is actually an artist, and he has an Instagram account where he posts a lot of Teen Titans scene. And when you see Beast Boy and Raven together, you have to ship them because they're just so cute. So yeah guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and to subscribe to my channel. Also tell me in the comments down below what you've read during the month of November, because I'm sure you've read more than I did. Anyway, I'm going to go back to reading because I have 8 books to read for next month and I need to read them really before the end of the year. So now I'm going to do that and I'm going to see you next time. Bye!